It's time for some real education. The Girl with the Pearl Earring is an oil painting by Dutch master Jan Vermeer, dated around the year 1665. Going by various names over the centuries, it became known by its present title towards the end of the 20th century after the large pearl earring worn by the girl portrayed. The work has been in The Hague since 1902 and has been the subject of various literary treatments. In 2006, the Dutch public selected it as the most beautiful painting in the Netherlands.
Yeah, and this is one of the most famous paintings in the world, so I will show you the image here. You can get a sense of it, how transfixing it is. And I think notice the Caravaggisti technique here, that you've got the black background. Out of that black background you see looking at you, right, is that the shocking color of her face. The light hits it. It's almost as if she's turned her head into the light to look at you, and that remarkable gaze. It's very, this may be the second most famous gaze, female gaze, in any painting that's not known as the Mona Lisa. And so take a look at that, the captivating look on her face. This painting is what was called in Dutch art a tronie. A tronie is a painting of a head that was not meant to be a portrait. This is much more of a snapshot. I mentioned Caravaggio, right? We think about the extreme contrast of dark and light here. That's what you have. In fact, this is the camera, at least a very crude kind of camera, had just been invented in the 17th century. And Vermeer, of all painters, was one of the first to use it. But this anticipates photography as we understand it. Notice that you've got the canvas becomes a kind of print. And as she turns to you, right, imagine the snap, the flash, the snap flash turning, and you're catching in the middle of that dark background, you're seeing that well-lit face and the beautiful sensuality of the image. Take a look at the close-up here. After undergoing restoration recently, you can see just how incredibly sensual the lips are. Take a look at how the light gleams off that full, pouty lower lip. And the teeth. You know, if you think about it, the teeth look much more like pearls than the pearl does. And you got a sense here on even the smallest details of the image. You see just what, you look at the very edge on the left edge of the face. You can see the very, 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 very fine light-colored hairs that would be on anybody's face. How carefully on that micro level did Vermeer make sure that he was painting something that was 100% realistic and accurate? Pull back out for a second, Mike. So again, at the most recent restoration of the painting, which was 1994, the subtle color scheme and the intimacy of the girl's gaze toward the viewer had been greatly enhanced by removing all of that hundreds of years of dust and decay. During the restoration, it was discovered that the dark background, today somewhat mottled, was originally a deep enamel-like green. The effect was produced by applying a thin, transparent layer of paint, a glaze, if you will, over the black background seen now. However, the two organic pigments of the green glaze, indigo and weld, have faded. And yet it's still, we go back to that the incredible impact of Caravaggio in these striking, even in a tronie, not really a portrait, but something quite like it. This out of the darkness comes this flash of light, and it almost irradiates the young girl's face. Truly one of the great masterpieces of Western culture.